What's up? My name is Akash Kumar, and I help South Asians get extremely fit and extremely jacked. And in this video, what I'm going to do is teach you guys how you can actually get in shape without it completely taking over your life. Now, the misconception is that, number one, if you work a busy job, you can't, for some reason, get in shape. And that's completely false. It's a fallacy, and everyone likes to talk about how their job is, too time consuming, and that's the reason why they can't put forth any effort into their training. Here's the catch. You actually don't need that much time. Most of my clients actually are investment bankers, are software engineers, are founders, executives working a crazy amount of hours every single week, 80 to 100 plus. And as a result, they only have maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half a week to dedicate towards their fitness. So how are they getting such incredible and substantial results while doing that? It all comes to effectiveness over quantity, if that makes sense, or quality over quantity. You want to get in the gym for 30, maybe 45 minutes for a session, go hard, go intense, and go back home and recover. You don't need to be there for 2+ hours like all these other gurus and trainers are telling you to do. That will actually set you back further because all you're doing is incurring more fatigue onto your body, and your body has to take a lot longer to recover from that stress. So the most effective thing to do is lay out a plan. Let's just say you have 1 hour a week to dedicate towards your fitness. Perfect. Now all we have to do is split that up. So now we have 2 30-minute sessions. In these 2 sessions, you're going to pick maybe 6 to 8 sets per session. And then with the exercises you love, go hard, push yourself to absolute failure. And failure, what we mean by that, is that you physically can't do another rep in your set. All right? And as you get further along, as the weeks go by, as the months go by, you want to look for an upward trend in your strength. If you're getting stronger each and every week, we know 1000% you are building muscle tissue. And that's a great, indicator that we're going in the right direction. So that's training. All right, now here comes cardio. Cardio, look, a lot of my clients don't have time. Like I said, they're working 80 to 100 hours a week. So here's how we solve this. Instead of trying to, force a 30-minute cardio session when they don't have it, let's try to get as much activity throughout the day as we possibly can. Try to move around as much as you possibly can throughout the day. And that way, your body will just burn calories on autopilot. Because you, subconsciously, are just walking around as much as you possibly can. And as a result, your body is moving and activity is up, and you're going to be burning more calories. And that's like the cherry on top to the calorie deficit, which does most of the heavy lifting when it comes to losing fat, right? So that's cardio. Now, the last and final thing that you need to get in check, and probably the most important thing, diet. Now, don't use the word diet, because everyone likes to hear diet and it's like, oh, restrictive. No, it doesn't have to be restrictive. What I teach all my clients is a structure. We have a structure in Cash Performance Group where I teach you how to actually leverage the foods you want to, one, get better performance and look better. So you're eating whatever you want, but making you look better in the process, and also knowing exactly what to eat and when to eat it. That's the key. If you have a salad, but you're going to work out, that fiber is going to sit in your stomach, right? And that's going to impede your digestion, which is, as a result, going to lead you to be a lot less effective in your performance in the gym. So rather, what we would do is we would like to have more carbohydrates, your roti, your dal, pre-workout. Before the workout, have it digest in your system, have you become more energized to go put forth into the gym. And then when we come back, we can have that lean protein. If you're vegetarian, tofu, seitan, or chicken, lean meat. And what that does is you're now in a recovered state and you're focusing on building more muscle, and we're not focused on putting effort in the gym. That's how my clients are able to get such incredible results while also eating pizza, mac and cheese, whatever they want, really. And the cultural diet foods as well. It's, for some reason, incredibly demonized to constantly eat carbs, constantly eat the things you love, and that's not a sustainable diet plan. You need to have a plan in which you are eating what you want, when you want, with a little bit of restriction, And that restriction makes all the difference in your physique change. Because once you have the nutrition dialed in, everything else starts to go into play. As it pertains to nutrition, you need to be following a calorie deficit protocol. What that means is that you have your basal metabolic rate, the amount of calories you burn without doing anything. Okay? Now, we want to take that metabolic rate and we want to lower it by about 300 to 400 calories. And from there, we want to eat that amount of calories every day. So if effectively we are burning more calories than we are intaking. And as a result, over time, the fat will start to melt off. Now, what people do wrong is they either don't eat as much protein, or they don't have too much fat, or they don't have too much carbs, and they cut out a macromolecule. What that does is carbs aid in energy, so you want to have energy to go to the gym if you're cutting out carbs. Protein is what keeps muscle and helps you build muscle, so you won't build muscle or retain muscle when you are in a cut. If you are, limiting the amount of protein that you're eating, that's why everyone says, eat a lot of protein. And lastly, if you don't have enough fat in your diet, healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, butter, stuff like that, cheese, you are not going to be able to produce the effective hormones, to make the fat loss sustainable, and you will rebound right back. So, and you need to have a balance of all three of them. But the difference maker comes when you eat them, right? If I want to go have a workout, I should probably be having more carbs and less of the protein and less of the fat. Now, after I come back from the workout, maybe more protein and a little bit of carbs, right? So it depends on when. So once you have those three things dialed in, the nutrition, the training, and the cardio, getting the physique is almost guaranteed. Right? That's why I make the claim that, I can get you this result in 90 days, because I've done it before with so many clients in so many different situations with crazy schedules and crazy, diets that they want to follow. It's because it's not actually about what you're eating, the fact that you need a crazy amount of time to go to the gym. No, you just need a quick little fix. And these small little fixes actually compound into helping you get the desired result. Because all that matters when it comes to fitness is the inputs that you put in on a day-to-day basis. And if you can do that effectively for 30, 60, 90 days, you will be so blown away with how much you can transform your body. Now, I hope that helped. That is literally the blueprint as it pertains to getting in the best shape possible. So if you appreciated that, please go ahead and subscribe down below. And if you want to work with me one-on-one and get similar results to all of my clients, please book a call down below and I will be in touch.